Baik, kita akan mulai untuk sesi sosialisasi pada siang hari ini. Selamat siang menjelang sore teman-teman semua, teman-teman AMSI. Selamat datang di sesi ini. Kita akan melakukan sosialisasi karena AMSI telah resmi menjadi partner bersama MVA. Teman-teman, seperti yang sudah saya tadi umumkan, untuk teman-teman yang baru saja hadir, silahkan untuk menyalakan fitur interpretasi karena sesi ini akan dilakukan dalam bahasa Inggris dan bahasa Indonesia. Jadi teman-teman yang ingin mendengarkan translation dalam bahasa Indonesia, silahkan untuk pilih language interpretation dan switch ke bahasa Indonesia. Uh, untuk saat ini, untuk saat ini kita akan mendengarkan sambutan dari Ketua Umum AMSI, Bli Wahyudiatmika. Silahkan Bli.
Ya, terima kasih Stefani. Selamat sore teman-teman semua, rekan-rekan anggota Asosiasi Media Siber Indonesia, AMSI dari seluruh Indonesia. Also welcome to Zoe Tipler, our colleague from MVA Internews. It's really an honor and a great pleasure for us to have you joining us today. Teman-teman, hari ini kita akan mensosialisasikan satu platform yang namanya Media Viability Accelerator (MVA). Jadi apa kegunaannya dan kenapa penting nanti akan dibantu dijelaskan oleh Zoe, dipandu oleh Ketua Departemen Riset dan Edukasi AMSI, Mbak Prodita, yang juga adalah publisher The Conversation Indonesia, salah satu anggota AMSI di Jakarta. Yang bisa mungkin saya bantu menegaskan adalah sejarah kerjasama ini, kolaborasi ini, dan kenapa ini bermanfaat ya, kenapa penting untuk teman-teman anggota semua. Jadi mungkin teman-teman sudah jelas paham bahwa sejak 3 tahun terakhir dengan support dari USAID, kita berkolaborasi dengan Internews, menggerakkan sebuah program dengan nama Media Management Capacity Building, di mana setiap tahun sejak 2021 kita memberikan pelatihan, mentoring, dan intensif workshop untuk meningkatkan kapasitas manajemen media teman-teman anggota. Jadi program itu akan berakhir di tahun ini karena sudah rampung, sudah lewat 3 tahun, dan kami dari pengurus nasional AMSI ingin mencari cara untuk meneruskan praktek baik yang sudah kita lakukan selama 3 tahun terakhir. Nah, salah satu praktek baik yang kita lakukan adalah sebetulnya membuat benchmarking atau membuat sebuah standar yang kemudian bisa menjadi alat untuk teman-teman mengukur performance baik itu dari sisi distribusi atau reach konten teman-teman, juga dari sisi bisnis performance, dan juga aspek-aspek lain dari media kita. Nah, selama ini benchmarking itu kita lakukan secara domestik di Indonesia. Jadi selama ini kita membandingkan ya bagaimana sebuah media anggota AMSI di Kalimantan Barat misalnya dibandingkan anggota yang sama di Sumatera Selatan, dibandingkan dengan Papua, dibandingkan dengan NTT gitu ya, dengan wilayah populasi tertentu, kira-kira reach yang diperoleh itu sudah optimal atau tidak. Kemudian kita juga sering bandingkan dari diversifikasi model bisnis, kita bandingkan dari pertumbuhan revenue, bagaimana produk-produk yang dihasilkan oleh teman-teman di media lokal itu menyumbang atau berkontribusi pada perbaikan revenue dan juga profitability, kemampuan kita menghasilkan keuntungan bisnis dari produk kita. Nah, itu sudah berjalan dan saya kira sudah beberapa puluh media menjadi alumni dari program AMSI Internews dengan support USAID ini. Nah, dengan MVA kita harapkan kita akan meluaskan skop itu, teman-teman. Jadi dengan bergabung nanti di MVA, tentu ada beberapa persyaratan yang harus dipenuhi dan tidak akan sulit, gitu ya. Nanti akan dijelaskan. Teman-teman akan punya opportunity untuk melakukan benchmarking secara internasional. Jadi kita akan dengar dari Zoe berapa negara yang ada dalam MVA, ada eh, apa metode untuk memastikan benchmarkingnya dengan teman-teman yang skala bisnisnya setara, dengan kapasitas reach-nya juga hampir sama, sehingga teman-teman bisa tahu gitu ya, secara global sebetulnya performance kita itu di bawah rata-rata atau sudah di atas rata-rata. Kalau di bawah rata-rata, apa yang bisa dilakukan untuk membuat performance kita lebih baik atau bertumbuh. Jadi itu salah satu alasan kenapa AMSI berpartner dengan MVA agar teman-teman punya akses pada benchmarking service ini. Kemudian yang kedua juga banyak opportunity networking yang bisa dibuka dengan bergabung di MVA. Ada tools provider, ada grant provider, ada banyak lembaga-lembaga media support internasional yang akan mudah diakses melalui platform ini. Teman-teman juga performance-nya juga akan bisa dibaca oleh para potensial partner itu. Jadi teman-teman kalau bagus di atas benchmark gitu ya, opportunity untuk mendapatkan support tidak hanya grant tapi juga teknologi support, business capacity support itu juga akan dimudahkan dengan adanya MVA dengan bergabungnya teman-teman di MVA. Jadi saya kira ini sebuah opportunity yang baik untuk teman-teman sebagai bagian dari AMSI dan saya sendiri mewakili pengurus nasional berharap teman-teman bisa mempelajari apa persyaratannya untuk bergabung dan kami juga berterima kasih pada MVA, pada Internews yang sudah dengan resmi hari ini juga menerima AMSI sebagai partner di Indonesia. Dan mudah-mudahan ini sebuah support yang bisa diberikan untuk media-media di Indonesia. Semoga bisa mencapai misi kita bersama membangun ekosistem media digital yang makin bagus, makin berkualitas kontennya dan makin sehat bisnisnya. Saya kira itu sebagai pengantar. Sekali lagi terima kasih banyak untuk semuanya yang berpartisipasi. Ini juga disiarkan di streaming di YouTube dan bisa ditonton lagi supaya bisa diakses lebih banyak orang. Terima kasih Stefani, saya serahkan kembali ke Stefani.
Baik, terima kasih Bli atas sambutan yang diberikan. Untuk sekarang kami akan mulai ke sesi sosialisasinya dan sesi ini akan dipandu oleh Mbak Prodita Kusuma. Mbak Prodita adalah Mbak Prodita adalah bagian ketua bidang dari The Conversation ID. Maaf Mbak. Uh, Silakan Mbak Odit. Sebentar, saya spotlight.
Oke, terima kasih banyak Stefani. Terima kasih juga Bli Komang atas sambutannya. Halo semuanya, senang sekali teman-teman anggota AMSI dari seluruh Indonesia bisa bergabung di acara sosialisasi program MVA. Saya senang sekali bahwa AMSI telah bermitra dengan MVA dan kita sudah kedatangan Zoe Tipler, MVA Partnership Manager, dan izinkan saya sebelum mengundang Zoe untuk kemudian menceritakan tentang apa itu MVA, bagaimana bergabung dan mendaftar untuk menjadi bisa memanfaatkan platform tersebut dan bagaimana bisa memanfaatkan fitur-fitur di dalam platform MVA. Saya akan introduce dulu Zoe. Zoe memiliki pengalaman lebih dari 10 tahun di sektor media ya. Sebelumnya pernah bergabung dengan Open Society Foundation's Program on Independent Journalism dan juga Soros Economic Development Fund dan saat ini bertanggung jawab terhadap Media Viability Accelerator program ini gitu. Zoe akan menceritakan tentang platform MVA ini dalam bahasa Inggris, tapi teman-teman tidak perlu khawatir karena ada interpretasi. Tadi sudah sempat disampaikan juga oleh Stefani. Hi Zoe, it's really great to have you with us, and I would like to invite you to start sharing about the platform, the MVA platform, and how our members can take advantage of this platform. Please, I give the floor to you.
Thank you so much. And thank you all of you for coming. I really appreciate your time. Wahoo for the warm welcome, Pradita for the warm welcome. Thank you. It's so generous of you both. And thank you to all of the MC team for setting this up. I know it was administratively complicated, so really appreciate it. So yeah, the Media Viability Accelerator. I've got a couple of slides which I can show you, and then I'll do a walkthrough of the platform, and we can talk about like Wahoo said, the grant making, the grant funding that we have available, and hopefully answer any questions that you have afterwards. But also interrupt me, jump in, and if there are things that aren't clear, yell at me, please. Let me pop my screen up. So, hopefully you can see my screen. I can't see my own screen, so that's gone well. Yes. Okay, perfect. Excellent. So yeah, the Media Viability Accelerator is a public-private partnership, a collaboration between USAID, Internews, and Microsoft. It's now in its second year. And we're obviously very grateful to USAID and Microsoft for their support for the project. It also works in collaboration, as you see, with partners all around the world. And AMSI in Indonesia is, as everybody has said, the Indonesian partner. We are really excited about that collaboration and the opportunities that brings. So what is the MVA? The MVA was designed to support media organizations in 3 ways. It is a free digital platform that offers data that, as Wahoo says, so it's a way of monitoring and tracking your data and comparing your distribution metrics across web and social media to other media outlets that are similar to you in an anonymous way. It also has a solutions piece, which is products, tools, services that are specific for independent media, often built by independent media for independent media, to help with address some of those challenges that you're all facing. And then it provides financial support in the form of grants to address business challenges or strategic challenges, or to develop some of those products and tools that we're talking about and make them available to more media outlets. Some of the advantages of the platform, this up like this, are that it's free. Can you see this slide? Just to double check, it's not appearing on my screen. So it's free. It's anonymous. There is no way that anyone will ever see your data. You control all of your information. It's completely secure. The platform is built on Microsoft technology. We have 2-factor authentication to enter the platform, and there are a number of other security measures that we take. So it's totally safe. It connects you to a
And sorry, Zoe, I think the slide with MVA advantages
it's not showing.
Yeah, we don't see the advantages, like the dot points, we don't see it yet.
That's so strange. Do they show now?
Wait.
right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, it's a blank screen for me too. Oh dear. Okay. I can
Okay.
speak to the benefits. Hopefully
Okay. Okay. Okay.
that
Yes.
will help. So
Mhm.
yeah, free, totally secure, enables you to compare your data to other media outlets that are like you, anonymous, gives you access to new tools, technology, ideas. As Wahoo said, networking. You can find out what other media organizations around the world are doing to address similar problems, similar challenges. And you also have access to, as you saw, some of those partners. So funders, there's demand side partnerships. So organizations that are interested in advertising with independent media organizations. So it really hopefully brings kind of a lot of resources to independent media organizations. Let me show you the platform so that everybody knows what's going on. And I will switch to this screen here. So to join the MVA, you go to mva.net and you select sign in and sign up. And from there, you will get taken to the sign up page. It's here that you enter all of your organization information, you create your account. And as AMSI is the partner, in this box of media of reviewer organization, you select AMSI, and that automatically means that the AMSI team will be notified that you have signed up, and they will say, yes, we know you, that's great, go into the MVA. Once that happens, you will be asked to sign into the platform, and then you'll sign in exactly the same way through that sign in, sign up. You just sign in rather than fill in that long form. The first time and every time actually that you come into the MVA, you'll see this home screen. And this is where we post things like bug fixes, updates, if there are new opportunities, trainings, that kind of thing. We post all that information on this homepage. When you first sign in, you need to kind of set your organization up. And there are 2 videos that show you how to do this. They're in English, but I'll walk you through it now. But if you need them, they're always here on the home screen. There's also this tour button. So if you need additional help as you're going through the setup, you can click on tour down here. And this will give you the guidance for how to set up your account. So you come the first time down here to manage, and this is where you're going to set up your organization. So in organization, you're going to enter the name of the organization, whether it's for-profit, non-profit, the details about the number of employees. And the idea here is we're building a picture so that we can create those, so that you can create those segments to compare your organization to. So we start building that data for you to build those comparisons. You then want to connect you add your different brands. So if you've got multiple verticals in different languages, you can track each vertical. Or if you have a different brand that does business coverage, for example, from sports coverage, you can track different verticals and have them connected. So the crux of what the MVA does is it allows you to track all of your metrics all in one place. So what you're going to do is connect up your Google Analytics if you're using web, and you don't have to connect everything. You can connect just one thing or a couple. But right now, you can track your Google Analytics, your Search Console, and your Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And we'll talk about the other features that we're adding to this, so you can track different social media platforms, but these are the ones we have at the moment. Once you make these connections, the MVA automatically pulls the data on a weekly basis from these platforms, and you never have to do anything ever again. So it's set up and it just does it all automatically. You can have multiple users for your media organization. So if you want your whole newsroom, for example, to have access to the MVA data, you can have everybody. If you just want a couple of people, you can have that, or if just one person, that's also up to you. And users can have different views. So if you want them to have administrative access or just read-only access, you can set that. So once you're all set up, that means that your data will start to pull into the MVA. And as I said, the platform updates weekly. And so the idea here is to give you a weekly comparison of your data to help you start making those strategic business decisions and deciding, you know, oh, okay, we did a little bit less here, for example. We did fewer posts this week than we did last week. What happened? Do we need to think about, okay, we should dedicate more resources to this, or we should change here? So that's what the kind of idea of the platform is, those data-driven decisions that you're really making about your business. So the construction of the MVA always looks the same. And so here in website content, we have on the left-hand side, your media organization. This is how you're performing from 2 weeks ago to this week. And the same in per post per month, 2 weeks ago to 2 months ago to last month. And so that's your performance week on week or month on month. And then as Wahoo was talking about the benchmarking piece of this, wherever in the MVA you see these 2 arrows, that means you're making a comparison. And so this is saying, okay, our posts per week are below the segment or the comparison, the benchmark for other organizations that are like us. That comparison is decided by you. The MVA has no role in deciding that. So you would set what you want the parameters of this comparison of the data set to be. It's completely anonymous, and you will never know who's in that comparison. And the other people where you're in the data comparison will never know you're in it either. So there's no way to identify. You will be able to make regional comparisons. Right now, that's not enabled because of the data depth in the platform, but we're hoping that will be enabled really soon, the regional feature. But so you could say, for example, I want to compare, I want my segment to be other organizations that are between 3 and 5 years old, that have a full-time staff of up to 10 people, that are for-profit organizations, and that are publishing daily news. And so you would set those parameters for yourself. And the idea is that then you can say, okay, well, the organizations that are like me at the moment all over the world, but when there's more data regionally, if you want, the organizations that are like me are performing better than I am, or are performing worse than I am. What do we need to do? What do we need to change in order to perform better, or are we doing great? In which case, let's keep doing great. So for example, here in posts per month, we see we're above the segment average. So we're outperforming our other organizations that are like us. So that's fantastic. Other features of the platform, for instance, you can see how you're here in website. You can see how the website is performing in search. So your Google impressions, clicks, click-through rate, so you can see how your website is performing. And if, for example, you could make some changes in your Google Lighthouse to improve those scores. You can see how your audience is engaging with you. And as you see, the structure of the MVA is always the same. And right now, the platform is in English and Spanish. We're aiming to have it translated into at least 50 languages, Bahasa being one of those. So it will be translated and available. So yeah, here, for instance, you see your users, again, in comparison to that same segment of organizations. So once you set your comparison, your benchmark, it will always be the same. You can change it whenever you like, but once you set it, it's the same for the platform. So you'll always be comparing to that benchmark. And this is to help you, understand your users better, how they're engaging, what are the opportunities to enhance engagement, raise the number of page views, raise the scroll depth, and see what we can do to really speak to and with our audiences. We've talked about the socials and the connection to social media. So for instance, we'll just see Facebook. It's just one of the platforms that's available. Sorry, my internet is not happy with me today. So yeah, whilst this loads up, so you see exactly the same structure. So we look at posts, we look at reach, impressions, engagements, and right the way down to comments and page shares. And again, that same language. So this is my performance here on the left-hand side, and again, in comparison to the benchmark on the right-hand side. These pieces of text will get smarter, and they'll start to make suggestions as the platform develops more. So maybe you could consider these kind of things. These are the options. These are some tools that might be interesting. So we'll kind of evolve that as we go a bit further. There is also a way to see country data, so you can look at how if you're building, for example, grant funding proposals, if you want to use data to support your application, you can do that. So we can see what the World Press Freedom Index is, GDP, so you can start to place your media outlet in a bigger context of what's going on in the market, and understand, okay, there may be some opportunities here for us to explore a bit more, and use that data to support your funding. If you're monetizing any of your channels, you can track that through the platform as well, with a basic kind of financial journal and profit and loss accounts, if that's useful for you. And we're developing this more as the platform gets more developed. And then we'll talk about MVA solutions, which right now is as I said, it's the marketplace of listings. So these are some of the tools that are here at the moment, and this will be developed further. But for example, the GFMD fundraising guide, which is translated into multiple languages and has really, really great advice on funding available and how to write really compelling proposals and what different donors are looking for in funding. So there are these kind of resources here as well. And we'll add more and more here as we keep on going. So yeah, that's the MVA at the moment. Let me come out of here and just go back so we can go back to the presentation, which hopefully now I have figured out how to present. Okay. So no, it won't present. I don't understand. I'm so sorry, everybody. I will just do it like this and hope that you can see it. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen, Zoe. We can see MVA solutions.
Okay, great. So yeah, MVA solutions, as I showed you, it's right now it's the listing of solutions, but as it evolves, we'll add things like events, products, funding opportunities. Coming at the end of Q4 in 2024 are badges. So those are indicators of trust. So for example, we'll talk to AMSI about this, but like you could have a badge that says we're a member of AMSI. And so everybody in the platform knows, oh, this is a trusted media organization. They are reliable, quality, they've been vetted. So if we were looking to work with organizations that have those markers of trust, that's an easy way of filtering and finding media who have those indicators of trust. And then integration. So you saw how Facebook and Google Analytics is integrated, and we're looking at other platforms, not just more socials, but things like what we could integrate around tracking solutions journalism, for example, or are there metrics that we could add on climate journalism and looking at how people engage with climate journalism? So what other integration opportunities there might be there. You will be able to make yourself visible on the platform if you want other media organizations or funders or partners to be able to find you. But that's entirely up to you. The automatic will be that it's not visible and you decide to be visible. And the idea there is that, for example, if you wanted to learn more about how other media outlets are tackling some of the challenges that you're facing, then you could reach out directly to them and see what they were doing. Or funders could know what oh, this is an amazing organization that's doing amazing things, that's a member of AMSI. Then okay, we can see them in the MVA, and then there's someone we know who might be an interesting partner for us, or others of the, like what I was saying, others of the media support organizations that are working with media. If they're looking for partners that they've never worked with before, they can see if there's media visible in the MVA. But again, completely controlled by you. And you make all those decisions, and the security is at the forefront of our minds in building any of that. In terms of what's next, and I don't understand why this is not happy. It's making a sad face. Oh no. So what's next? We will add other languages. So yes, more translation. We have more integrations. So looking at Telegram, things like podcasts, broadcast, WhatsApp, other distribution channels. Looking at additional demand side partnerships. So yeah, advertisers who want to work with independent media and those kind of collaborations. Other funders who are working with independent media. So yeah, there are many more things that we'll keep on adding to the platform as it grows and changes. We've briefly touched on funding. So part of the MVA is grants for media organizations that are signed up and using the platform. And so you can apply if you're a media outlet that's using the MVA, you can apply for funding to implement strategies or tech that you need. And the idea is you're connecting that data. So you've seen through the MVA, for instance, that your website is not getting the kind of traffic that you hoped it would get, that you believe it should get. And so, okay, do we need to work with a developer to redesign our website? Or do we want to expand our reach to our engagement on Facebook? Let's hire a social media manager who can think that through with us, or work with a consultant to develop a strategy. So those kind of strategic changes that you've seen from the data that you want to make, you can apply for funding for. And then if you have tools that you've built, services that you offer, any sort of things to support viability, you can also apply for funding to offer that through the marketplace, through MVA Solutions. And then if you wanted to, you could also monetize that through MVA Solutions. Say, this is the price I charge for this service, and other media organizations can purchase it from you. So that is another way of applying for funding. Applications are open. So as soon as you're signed up on the platform, you can look at the funding. We will do a round this year, which is open until June of 2025. So we're reviewing things on a rolling basis. So that's the kind of deadline. And the work just needs to be completed by June 2025. There will be another round of funding next after June. So this is not the only one. There are other opportunities. And
Sorry,
you can
Zoe.
receive, oh yeah.
So the deadline is June 2025, and the work should be completed by June 2025 as well, or I
Yeah,
don't
sorry.
understand.
Yeah, you're right. That doesn't make much sense. So if you apply for funding now, for instance,
Yeah,
then it needs to be completed by it. You can have up to a year. The grants can
right.
run for a year.
Mhm.
This time frame doesn't follow that. But yes, up to a year. Sorry.
Okay.
And yeah, that's those are the funding opportunities. I'm really happy to answer any questions about those. But I would just say just go to the website, sign up. AMSI can help. I can help if there's anything that you need. But it's there, and really happy to answer any questions that you have. And I'm so sorry that this presentation didn't seem to work.
No worries. It was it is very, very informative. Thank you for sharing the presentation and sharing how we can use the platform. It seems like it's a really, really useful platform in which media organizations are supported to be able to use data to make business decisions and strategic decisions. And that not only that, we can also use it to network, to look for opportunities. And so it's a really great initiative. And thanks for we're very excited to be part of this MVA platform. I'm pretty sure the AMSI members have questions, but before we invite questions to the members, I do want to share, just reiterate again to AMSI members about the process. So AMSI currently has been is a partner for MVA. So AMSI would help in terms of reviewing the registration process of AMSI members to use the platform. Jadi untuk teman-teman, mungkin beberapa sudah ada yang mencoba untuk mendaftar. Tolong bersabar dulu, kita nanti review dulu dari AMSI. Nanti kalau sudah, berarti bisa kemudian menggunakan platformnya. Dan untuk teman-teman lain yang belum mendaftar, bisa nanti di akhir akan ada Google Forms di situ bisa daftar di situ nanti kita akan bantu juga dalam proses registrationnya. Uh, jadi kalau yang lewat Google Forms nanti dari AMSI kita akan membantu teman-teman yang masuk di situ untuk kemudian mendaftar dan langsung di-review. Sementara kalau teman-teman yang langsung ke websitenya dan mendaftar itu juga bisa lewat proses itu nanti kita akan review sebelumnya. Oke, saya ada follow-up questions. I have a follow-up question, Zoe. You mentioned that media organizations can create our own segments. Where actually in the platform where we can do that and just tweak and play around with the platform. Could you maybe show a little bit of how we can do that?
Sure. And I caveat that by saying that right now, it's not open, but so if you see my screen, this compare button here, when you click on that, you'll be able to start setting those segments. So you can decide, you set what you want the parameters of that to be. So it's this compare button up here, which is where you set those segments.
Okay. And also, you mentioned if we want to be visible to the other members, that means that we can probably click on the manage button there.
Yeah, that will be a feature of the solutions marketplace once it's rolled out a little bit more. And we will notify members of the platform as soon as that's ready. We just don't want to, roll it out before we have everything in place to smoothly make sure that's easy for everybody.
Right. And if we were like using the platform and we are a bit confused or we have some issues with the platform, I noticed that there's a contact button. Is that where we can like ask questions or like kind of like a tech support kind of
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. If you click on that contact button, it goes directly to the MVA product team who are all the tech support and will be able to help if there's issues with, connecting the data links or it's not, you think the data is not correct or you don't understand how something's working. You click on that button and they will get straight back in touch with you to try and solve the problem. And if not, Pradita has my email address, but also I'll put it in the chat here and everybody reach out to me and I can
Thank you so
funnel
much,
things
Zoe.
in the direction
Thank
that
you.
they need to go.
Okay. Okay, one last questions from me before we go to the participants here. You mentioned that this is anonymous and where our data are very safe, but it is talking about data in any company, media company or other businesses, of course, data is very sensitive. What are the security measures to ensure that our data is safe in this platform?
Yeah, I really appreciate the question. So as I said, the platform is built on Microsoft Power BI technology, so it's secure. We take that incredibly seriously. So everything is anonymous. I don't know, for instance, who's using the platform unless someone signs up and puts my name. I have no idea who's in there, and I can't see anybody's information. And the same goes for any of our partners. No one can see anybody's data. And so, for example, when members of AMSI sign up and they ask AMSI to review, even then you'll know that they've signed up, but you can't access their MVA account. There is a way, if, for example, you wanted to, you can share access and have temporary users. But that's the only way that anybody can see anything is as a user. In terms of data security, so yeah, when you sign up, there's a two-factor authentication process. So you'll be asked to send to verify a verification code when you sign up. Every time you sign up, you sign into your account, so that happens every time. And yeah, we've got users around the world on the MVA, and we're super cognizant that we regularly review, what's going on, and make sure that the data is really safe and not accessible to anybody. And that's also why we have this process of working with partners. So,
Yes.
so AMSI, you're saying, we know who these media organizations are. We trust them. We know they're real. We know that there's not gonna, a fake organization in there. So that's also how we keep the security of the platform.
Okay, thank you, Zoe. I'm gonna go and check the questions. I think there are a couple of questions already. Just one second. Hold on. So there is one from some of the questions are about registration. So if that's the questions around registration, please be patient. We'll go through the review process. But there is a question that's more technical. For example, from Nora from Progressive ID. Here, Nora said, we have difficulty connecting social media to MVA. YouTube has been successfully connected, but the performance data has not been shown. And then Instagram fails to get connected, even though they have logged in many times. What's the solution, and who can be contacted for offline assistance in Indonesia? Okay. Maybe the first attempt can be like to reach out the contact button. Anyway, Zoe, please, if you can answer this question.
Yeah, thank you for the question, and I'm sorry there's been some issues. And thank you for keeping trying. I really appreciate that. If you on the platform, you click on that contact button, and if you also want to email me, I can funnel your question directly to the product team. So yeah, I've put my email in the chat. If you want to pop me a message, I can reach out.
Okay, thanks, Zoe.
Okay,
There's Sarah from Project Multatuli. Sarah tries to sign up using Internews as the partner, but never received any verification. Should I re-register under AMSI? Can you actually re-register with a different review partner? Okay.
Yes, you
I
can.
guess
So yeah, I re-register under AMSI, but I can also check if you don't mind sending me the details. Sorry, I can't see the question. But I can check where the registration is and follow up with Internews colleagues and do that quickly as well. If that would be faster, I can do that.
Okay. Okay. So Sarah, I think Zoe would give your email here, so Sarah can contact Zoe as well for this one, yeah? Okay. Checking other questions. Hold on. There is a question regarding dashboard NVA from terkini.id. Maybe from terkini.id, can you elaborate more about the question regarding the dashboard from terkini.id?
Mbak,
Ya, silakan.
ini tadi udah kirim pertanyaannya di kolom chat. Ini alhamdulillah udah kurang lebih 3 bulan, sekitar 4 bulanan udah gunakan MVA. Ini udah connect semua, Google Analytics, Google Search Console-nya, termasuk Facebook, YouTube-nya. Cuma ada fitur satu yang tadi dijelaskan yang menu compare itu. Tuh pesannya di situ masih tertulis alias belum tersedia, artinya akan segera tersedia ya. Terus pertanyaan saya yang kedua, apakah di dashboard MVA ini analitik atau sumber datanya hanya bersumber ke Google Analytics atau ada data internal sendiri yang discover dari MVA? Sekian Mbak, itu pertanyaan saya dari Terkini ID.
Oke, terima kasih, Mas. Zoe, did you get the question in English or shall I translate?
The translation, I heard the translation. Thank you. So yeah, the compare button right now is not enabled. And that's because of the need for testing the data. It should be really soon. So at the moment, what you're seeing in that comparison is all of the organizations. So that's the current situation.
Yes.
We are in the process of launching the compare button, and we'll send an announcement as soon as that is available. In terms of the data, it's Google Analytics and Google Search Console, like you said. Right now, we're not connected to anything else, but we are trying to add more metrics. But yeah, at the moment, Google Analytics and Google Search.
Okay. Just looking for other questions. And if anyone wants to ask a question via raising your hand, please do. Just like show your hands while I look for other questions in the chat box. Okay. Okay, so any other questions dari teman-teman mungkin yang belum bertanya lewat chat, pengen langsung tanya langsung, silahkan, bisa juga. Sebentar. Belum ada pertanyaan tambahan ya? Oke, kalau gitu I want to ask a question regarding integration, because you mentioned that there's like it seems like the platform is continually evolving. First, like the compare, we will have that soon, and there's also integration opportunities. And like you mentioned that, you know, if there's tools that can be integrated to the platform. If any organization or partners have that idea to, you know, explore integrating a tool into the platform, how can we go about it?
Yeah, so, and if you do have any tools or ideas, that amazing, please do. And so if you wanna just discuss what the possibilities are of integration, reach out to me and we'll set up a meeting with the product team and the person with the ideas to have a conversation about what that might look like and how it could connect. And then if you want to explore funding for integrating that tool or offering into the solutions marketplace or integrating it into the data of the MVA, you know, making another connection, to the platform, then the APS, the annual program statement, which is on the website, you can submit a concept note for that if you've got an idea. It's really short, like 300 words and then another 300 words. And we'll look at that concept note and then arrange a conversation with you about what you want to do. But the first step for integrations is to have a conversation and to try and understand what you want to integrate and how it would work and what we should do from the platform side to help make that happen.
Okay, thank you, Zoe. And another question, again, while we wait for questions from participants, I'm curious about the grant funding opportunity. So as you mentioned, it's on a rolling basis, and at the moment it's accepting applications. And so if we want to apply, we can firstly, we would have to be registered first in the MVA platform. And second, if I hear correctly, is that we have to base the idea or project on learnings from data that we captured via the platform. My question is there any particular criteria or kind of projects that would that MVA or Internews is looking for? So like, what would a successful application look like, basically? So, you know, when we try to like develop a concept or develop an application, it would be, you know, the potential of actually you getting reviewed and then winning the funding can be bigger. Is there any particular things that that would help us make sure that that can happen?
No, we're really open to ideas, and I think you know, you guys know your market much better than I know your market, so it's really what will work, where you know, what will work in Indonesia. The kind of main key for the funding is it's things that will enhance your media's viability. So that's the kind of the focus. And so that kind of, I guess, gives you some guide rails in terms of looking at, you know, strengthening business, strengthening audience engagement, strengthening reach, those kind of areas to kind of grow the media viability of the organization. So it can range, you know, from developing membership or subscription models to integrating AI tech so that you have, you know, chatbots responding on your website, to you know, procuring equipment because you want to do more video content. You know, really, it can range across so many options, but the focus is how does this help your media be a more viable organization?
Okay, thanks, Zoe, for the answer. Is there any more questions from the participants that are joining today? Let's see. Just checking. Hold on. In the chat box, I don't see any raised hands. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Well, if there are no more questions, thank you very much, Zoe, for your time and your very clear explanation about the platform. So after this, we will be sending out a link for Google Forms for members who would like to join the platform. And there will be some processing time for reviewing. So please just hold on tight. We will be reviewing MC members to join the platform. And thank you so much, Zoe, for providing your email so our members here can reach out to you whenever they have questions. And if you have questions, teman-teman yang punya pertanyaan juga bisa silahkan hubungi AMSI, bisa ke Mas Felix, bisa ke Mbak Sarah. Nanti kita juga akan sama-sama membantu untuk proses registrasi dan joining MVA. Kalau begitu, kita tutup untuk sesi informasi dari Zoe. Kami kembalikan ke Stephanie. Terima kasih, Zoe.
Thank you,
Terima kasih.
everybody.
Terima kasih Zoe, terima kasih Mbak Odit untuk sesi yang sangat teman-teman. Ya, teman-teman, bagi yang belum mengisi daftar hadir, silakan untuk dan juga di kolom chat ada dan juga di kolom chat juga ada link untuk teman-teman gabung ke MVA. Ada untuk pendaftaran yang teman-teman dapat. Baik, dan sebelum ditutup, kita akan foto bersama teman-teman. Jika silahkan untuk buka kameranya, teman-teman, jika berkenan. Wow, teman-teman banyak sekali yang buka kamera. It's quite rare here. Oke, saya bantu hitungkan. Apa ada yang mau buka kamera lagi? Tunggu. Bentar, tunggu sejenak. Oke, sepertinya tidak ada. Oke, saya hitung. Slide pertama, 1, 2, 3. Slide berikutnya, saya hitung. 1, 2, 3. Sip. Terima kasih teman-teman semua. Terima kasih Mbak Odit udah memandu sesi. Terima kasih juga Zoe informasinya. Semoga berguna juga.
Terima kasih
Jika
teman-teman.
teman-teman berkenan dan
Jangan lupa mendaftar.
jika teman-teman berkenan untuk registrasi ya.
Siap. Oke,
Terima
izin live
kasih
ya.
semua.
Makasih.